Welcome to this week's Peeves, Tips and Tricks, a holistic lifestyle YouTube channel, part of the Holistic Collaboration series, and I am Sherry Bainbridge. And today we're going to talk about, well, the kind of world that we've entered into when we get born. Now, if this is the material you're interested in, please do the thumbs up, notifications, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. So we come into this world that is, well, I guess a simulation. Science has proven that that is so it is a type of simulation. Don't know whether it's part of a computer simulation or something even much greater, but whatever it is, when we get to points of being able to create as, well, the ultimate of all of our creation, which goes back to the divine, the God, whatever you wish to call. Now that is in and of itself we really don't have all the information. What we do know is everything's corrupt, has got corruption in our education, we have corruption in religions and cultures, all sorts of things, agendas all over the place. Just our country, I'm an American, and our forefathers, and freedom. It's really hard to use in the same sentence because they were Freemason, and Freemason is all about secrecy and agendas. So we enter into a world, into a place that seems now very unfamiliar. We don't have facts and we don't have the information, and you cannot get around not doing the work. Do we come from the Anunnaki? I don't know. I certainly have done some reading in that, as well as the Sumerians, as well as Gnostic, and the many other areas that a person must explore if they wish to get a broader view and a better understanding of the different concepts on how we've come in and others have come in. Now, when I was 9 years old, I had a death experience where I literally separated from my body. I ended up on the other side, and the beings that were blocking my way, seeing the rest of where I was, looked exactly like the Anunnaki are described. I think we should share things like this because it helps us better understand who may be our friends and who may not be. This world that we just entered into, people, it's nothing more than a petri dish. Everybody's creating and exploring. It's the same thing with not just human beings, but the many extraterrestrials that exist, with the many different life forms that exist here. What's the first thing that humankind did when they discovered DNA? They started mixing plant and human DNA and humans and animals, and so too is everybody and everything else. We have life on top of our planet and inside of our planet. Some of our planets around us really aren't a planet at all. The moon was put in place. If you really want to learn, you need to study the tribes around the world and their knowledge and stories, because they didn't pass down like many of my kind did and other cultures did, where they passed down lies and exaggerations and confusion. We have confusion just based in our language, don't we? Everything divides. On top of that, do you know the easiest way to mess a human being up? It's to tell them they're special. That's right. Tell them there's something better than anybody else because of something ridiculous like skin color, hair color, your financial position, the type of life that's going on with you right now. Because we know there's many lives for many types of beings. We don't have all the answers and all possibilities exist. So it's worth considering. When you broaden your mind and you start learning about these other beings that exist, a better perspective of our universe starts to take place. And it opens doors for us to maybe stumble into more information. Honestly, I wish the Vatican would just open up their library and allow all of us to go in and explore the secret libraries. I would love governments to share, but it's not going to happen. Domination and slavery has been going on forever. What have human beings done? The first thing they did when they came across a group that they viewed as less than them, they made them slaves. All around the world, made animals slaves to do the things we don't want to do. I get that, but just for the sense of being dominating over, that I don't get, because that stagnates growth. So the easiest way to mess yourself up is to think you're better than over something that is so incredibly shallow. Please move on if you're one of those that believes that, well, I was raised in this belief system and that is it for me because that is total truth, that is all I know. That just means that you are lacking a lot of clarity and a lot of information. You need to do the work. And that means learning about things that may not be so easy to hear about. But I guarantee you, as these things become more and more available, our world becomes more and more exciting. Honestly, I thought it was kind of getting a little on the boring side. Let's get rid of all this violence and crap. I sure wish we could. And we could focus on being creative and learning how to be broader minded in accepting diversity and learning from each other in a very truthful and integrity place. This, of course, is always going to be compromised in a world where there is both light and darkness. There is a balance, there always will be, but I'm here to support the light and I'm here to support information, and that means I want to participate with you in information also. It is an exciting world and so many people we can listen to and hear, and even though it's getting even more controlling with narrowing of targeting people and so forth, one of the benefits, I gotta say, to being a person that does a lot of self-education is that you're a harder person to target. There's a bit of pride in that, and there's a bit of annoyance in that, because when you get targeted by music that, well, that's not really what I want to listen to. I did it because there was a friend that came over and liked that music. Now I get bombarded by that music. The targeting is not perfected, and I enjoy stepping back and away from all of that. And that means shutting off technology, get yourself out in nature, observe, again, do research, learn about tribal beliefs, learn about what they knew about the beings that live on this earth that, well, some governments want to keep us from because, well, it's economically safer that way. I want to know what's in the woods with me if I'm going to go and be out in the woods. Cryptozoology, I guess. Well, you guys have a wonderful week. Happy exploring your world, multidimensional, multi-layered. Time is future, present, past, all right here circling us. It's just fascinating stuff, and I applaud the many people coming out and sharing information that aids us in learning more about ourselves, accepting the truth of who we are and why we are here, and that we are not limited just because we are physical and spiritual beings, that we have a gift that few other beings have in this universe. And I'm talking about the gift of emotion, the gift of true caring, and the quality that a human being can become as they get more and more involved in, well, their own creation of themselves and the world around them. So let's spread the love. Divine love to all. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you for joining me.